Have you ever found yourself making real progress? Things are finally working, and then, out of nowhere, you drop it, move on, and start something new. Like success was within reach, but you walked away before it fully materialized? Think about the last time you started something new. Maybe it was a business idea, a fitness plan, learning a new skill, or even a book you swore you'd finish. At first, it felt exciting, like you were finally making progress. But then, something happened. The motivation faded, the excitement was gone, and without even realizing it, you moved on to something else. Another idea, another distraction, another fresh start. Sound familiar? That's not a coincidence. It's not just procrastination, it's an addiction to the illusion of progress, an addiction to start over. So why you're addicted to starting over? Every time you start something new, your brain releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter linked to motivation and anticipation. It's the chemical that pushes you toward a goal, but here's the problem. Dopamine doesn't reward completion. It rewards pursuit. Dr. Andrew Huberman explains that dopamine is not about pleasure, it's about motivation and reward prediction. When you begin a new project, your brain anticipates success, triggering a surge of dopamine. This makes you feel good, motivated, energized, unstoppable. But then, progress slows down. The excitement fades, and suddenly, that same task feels like a chore. This is where most people fail. At this stage, you have two choices. 1. Chase another dopamine hit. Jump to something new, another project, another illusion of progress. 2. Push through the dopamine desert. Embrace the discomfort, stay committed, and move beyond the addiction. Most people choose the first. They mistake starting for progress, and as a result, they never achieve mastery. Stanford psychologist Dr. Carol Dweck describes this as the fixed mindset versus the growth mindset. People with a fixed mindset quit when things get hard because they assume talent is innate. People with a growth mindset understand that struggle is the price of transformation. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Marcus Aurelius. The challenge itself is not a reason to quit. It's the very thing that creates progress. The shiny object syndrome that destroys entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are some of the worst victims of this addiction. Research from Harvard Business Review shows that most startups fail not because of bad ideas, but because of constant pivots. Entrepreneurs abandon projects before they ever reach momentum, jumping from one thing to another in pursuit of the next big breakthrough. This is called shiny object syndrome, where every new idea feels like the one that will change everything. But success doesn't come from jumping between ideas. It comes from iteration, persistence, and refining one idea over time. Jeff Bezos didn't chase 100 different business models. He obsessed over one until it dominated the world. Warren Buffett didn't switch strategies every year. He committed to one philosophy for decades. Michael Jordan didn't try every sport. He mastered one through relentless practice. Mastery comes from staying with something long enough for the results to compound. So how to break free from the illusion of progress? So how do you break this addiction? How do you finally commit and see something through? Here's a 3-step framework that rewires your brain for real progress. Step 1, the dopamine reset. You need to retrain your brain to seek dopamine from deep work, not just new beginnings. Dr. Anna Lemke, author of Dopamine Nation, explains that true motivation comes from effort, not rewards. The key is to make delayed gratification your new normal. Here is your action step. Train yourself to feel satisfaction from progress, not excitement. Instead of celebrating the start of something, celebrate sticking with it when it gets boring. Instead of chasing new ideas, set a rule. You can't start something new until you hit a milestone in your current pursuit. Step 2. Expect the plateau. Most people quit when progress slows down. They assume they're failing, when in reality, they've just hit the plateau of latent potential. In Mastery, Robert Greene explains that every skill has a frustration period before real improvement happens. Those who persist through the plateau reach a level of competence that most never see. Your action step here is, every time you start something new, tell yourself, I will want to quit when this gets boring. That's normal. That's expected. That's my real test. When the plateau comes, double down instead of pulling away. Step 3. Identity shift. You are what you stick with. Here's a secret most people don't realize. Your brain resists effort when it doesn't match your identity. If deep down you see yourself as someone who tries but never finishes, your actions will always reflect that. That's why people quit before success. Not because the work is too hard, but because they haven't yet become the kind of person who sticks with things. James Clear in Atomic Habits puts it this way: every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. So instead of thinking, I'm trying to be a writer, say, I am a writer. Writers write, even when they don't feel like it. Instead of saying, I'm trying to build a business, say, I am an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs don't just chase ideas. They build, they refine, they persist. This isn't just positive thinking. It's a psychological rewiring. The moment you start seeing yourself as someone who follows through, your brain starts aligning your actions with that belief. You don't become successful and then change your identity. You change your identity and success follows. Here's what most people don't understand about success. The goal isn't to feel excited about your work every day. The goal is to become the kind of person who works, even when excitement fades. Most people chase the illusion of progress because they associate motivation with success. But true success comes from consistency when motivation is gone. What separates the top 1% from the rest? They don't just start. They don't just chase ideas. They stay, they push, they persist, and because of that, they win. So, the next time you feel the urge to quit, ask yourself, am I failing, or am I just in the part where most people give up? Thank you for listening. If this resonated with you, subscribe for more deep dives into the psychology of success. Let's break the cycle.